Welcome everyone to episode 3 of the Catalyst Lifestyle Podcast. I am your host, Sunkiss, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Aria F. Wright.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
All right. All right. Before we begin, I just want to say rest in peace to CT Vivian and Rep. John Lewis. We will always remember you in the fight for our rights as Black people in America. Yes. Okay, so our topic of discussion is married while quarantine. Married while quarantine. Joining the panel, I would like to introduce Amber Lee Forrester and Schamgar Cenat. We're going to bring in Amber. Hi, Amber.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi, Amber.
Married while quarantine. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, let's just tell the audience a little bit about you. So, Amber Lee Forrester is a certified life and career coach. She's positive. She's a psychology practitioner, a speaker, a small business consultant, and an on-air talent. She's founder of the Quartz Wellness Collective, a wellness lifestyle company that provides life-enhancing training and coaching services, as well as wellness-focused events and media edutainment. She's a serial entrepreneur who's she's most notable for her dog apparel and accessory line, Cenat Couture, which was featured on season 5 of ABC's Shark Tank. In addition to one-on-one coaching, she offers online personal development workshops for women and essential life skills, youth empowerment programs for schools, and cultural wellness consulting, training, and coaching services to organizations. She's just so many people. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's a dog lover, and a mother of a dog. She loves travel, adventure, reading, fashion, indulging in good food, lots and lots of wine, and a stimulating conversation. Welcome, Amber.
Welcome.
Why, thank you.
Sipping on the good stuff.
And she my friend. She my friend, y'all. She my friend.
All right, I got friends too. Hold on. I'm gonna bring in my boy Sham. Sham is in the building.
Shout out to the world. Thank you, Sunkiss and Aria Wright, for allowing me to be a part of this beautiful podcast. Amber, we're about to educate these folks, man. We about to put them on.
Oh yeah. So Sham is a certified professional health and fitness coach, model, and actor. Sham has had love for fitness all his life. He has worked for one of the top fitness clubs in the world, and growing up with his father, who is a pastor, and mother, who is the leader of the women ministries. They constantly preach to him that serving others is the one and most fulfilling thing that we can do. So basically, this led Sham to starting his own business, and his guiding his clients, maximizing their potential and leading them to their physical improvement. In addition to Sham's fitness expertise, he's also done runway print modeling for Chase Modeling Agency, New York. Ladies, stay away. He's married.
Shout out.
You can also catch him in ads such as Warby Parker and on the runway during Fashion Week, New York. Also, his acting resume extends from music videos with Rita Ora, Charles Hamilton, to on the screen in The Deuce, and also Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Welcome, everyone.
Nice.
Yeah, that's still in the works. We can't talk too crazy about that. 50 may be around the corner. No, I'm kidding.
All right. So tonight's topic, as we said, is married while quarantined. So let's get the conversation rolling.
After every time you say it.
Every single time.
All right. So, ladies and gents, first question, I want to start off here. First question. Do you think quarantine can be a positive or a negative in a marriage?
I would say Amber first, ladies first.
Okay.
Sure, I'll take that. I think it really enhances whatever is going on in the marriage. If the marriage has a lot of positive things going on, then you can bring more positive. You can spend more time together. But if he is driving you crazy and getting on your nerves, or she, then it's going to enhance that.
Right. And with that, like, as far as the positive and negatives, what do you suggest to people that may be encountering some of those things?
Ooh, that's a big question.
That's a loaded question, isn't it?
I'm like, I'm glad they didn't ask me
Let's
that.
dig right in. Do we get a little foreplay? We just jump right in. Okay. So a few suggestions. I mean, one, flexibility and allowing your partner to still have space, even though you're in the same space.
Right.
So, I think that there are a lot of us who are dealing with the confines of our spaces because we can't get out so much anymore. And so even though we may not be going to work, it's still healthy to allow there to be space between us and our partners, right? And just getting out the house. And for me, we have kids. So I'll get out the house and take my kids out the house so my husband can chill, or look to him to do the same. Because we're still humans that still look for like that experience of like being able to be on our own, even though we enjoy being a part of a marriage. We don't want to be just like that.
Stuck.
Right.
All up on top of each other.
How about you, Sham?
You know what? It's awesome to hear her viewpoint, because that's 10 years in. And you have Sham, who just celebrated her first year anniversary 2 weeks ago, which is great. So I do agree, especially when it comes to the space, because you go from a majority of couples who are married, they work, they separate, they have time to miss each other, and they come back into the same space. So you have that space and time.
Right.
But the one thing I will say, personally, having that opportunity to really get to know my wife. Like before, I thought I knew her. But moving in, and also for periods of months of waking up next to each other every single day, you learn certain things. And that push and pull, it could be a good thing. Because at the end of the day, marriage is under God. It's two different people with two different viewpoints who believe in each other and love each other and come as one. So I could say, I'm on the opposite side. This is your opportunity to actually come together and do things together. So normally one person would have a job, the other person would have a job, but now, hey, sweetheart, you cook, I'm home. Let's do it together. I have a lot that's on that, but I don't want to take too much time. We just gonna keep it right there.
You're so good. Oh, that's so cute.
All right. So with that said, before quarantine, things were, in retrospect, right? Things were like really comfortable for all of us.
Oh yeah.
And couples, married couples, dating couples, everyone was going out to dinner, movies, etc. So now with quarantine in place, what do you think is the suggestion going forward for entertaining one another? Sham, you go first since the lady.
Okay. All right.
He's letting them rip today.
There's a few things. Speaking from personal experience, my wife and I, we love games.
Right.
Board games, dominoes, spades, so many different games. So from time to time, we can play those games, which leads to other games.
Ooh.
So if I'm playing dominoes, best of 10 or best of 5, something got to come on.
Something coming on.
So now we can turn that in.
Yes.
That could be a way of spicing things up. And not only that, it's just, as I stated before, prior to quarantine, we would go out, have a movie night. Now we can set the mood. Have your wine, have your drink, have your popcorn, set it up. What are we watching today? What's going on this week? Let's line it up. We home. There's no excuse. And that can also, go ahead.
But no, how do you exchange? You said like watch a movie. So like even something as small as that, like how do you differentiate who's going to pick? Like, do you pick days, or is it like this week is my turn? We're going to watch, some martial arts, like.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the taste. You know your partner. And there's a tad bit of compromise there. So, because my wife, she's normally like, babe, you pick. And I'll just be like, all right, I'll pick. And then after a while, I'll be like, okay, it's your time. I'm going to lay back. You pick. and she does a phenomenal job. But most of the time, we end up watching the movies, and sometimes we don't. But that's neither here nor there.
So my kids picked.
Oh, she's perfect. She's
See,
perfect.
this is 10 years talking right here. This is 10 years.
I'm being coached.
Take notes.
Right now.
Take notes, Sham. Take notes.
No.
Amber, school them. School them.
A kid's pick.
I have a 3-year-old and a 9-year-old. So I'm like, give context here because it's different when the relationship and Sham has such a great space to be in the space of like not. And I encourage you wait some time before you have kids. Everyone tries to pressure you and they go, when are you gonna have kids? But it's so important to just enjoy that time with your partner. Kids have not taken over your marriage. I love my children tremendously, but they're 3 and they're 9 years old, so they need attention. So a lot of our days look like juggling between the kids and then finding time in the evenings when we can spend time together. And lately, these lonely girls want to stay up in the evenings too. So it's we gotta get really creative. But yeah, so for us, and this might sound corny, but I actually love it. Like we do things like take walks and go to the park and get outside and do things for the family and wear the kids out so that we actually can have some time after hours. And we make sure that we have our neither of our family lives here, so we have our crew that helps us in taking care of the kids. And sometimes we just have to say, okay, we get a date night. Mommy and Daddy get a date night. Like what we would love to have and what we need to have is like a weekend away. Now that hotels are a little safer to go to, where we can actually just disconnect. But it's been a lot of managing the kids, but the quality time that we get to spend with the kids. It's definitely not like a bad thing. Like it's really good to get time where like all 4 of us can do stuff because that doesn't always happen as much when we're like working, So I've enjoyed it. It's just not as spicy as Sham's and other damn Shams.
Got this whole spicy situation going on over there.
Yeah, we got to put the caliente into it. Gotta be
that's what comes from having a year in a game, right?
Yeah, right.
That's good.
No, I agree.
So piggybacking off a little bit of what both Sham and Amber has said, again, during this time, couples have become more creative romantically in their union together, right? So I'll start with Amber on this. Like, what do you suggest as far as spicing, as we're on the topic of being spicy? What do couples do for spicing up their relationship during this time?
Come on, coach. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
so
coach.
I'm going to apply it not just to me because I work with actually a lot of clients that I give advice to also on this. So I'm going to expand out of just myself. But, there are different places in the house that they can be used in different ways than you usually do. For kids, we have sound machines in their rooms. And it's convenient to turn sound machines on when you don't want other sounds getting into their room. So
this is free game right now. This is free game right here.
That's it right there.
We have a rooftop area out there. It's been used in different ways as well. Creativity for sure. The bathroom has to take on different meanings.
Right. Wash the towel rack. Wash the towel rack.
Yeah. Shower curtain rod.
The shower rack.
Shower curtain rod. Come on, Mimi. Come on, Mimi.
And we're not talking pull-ups.
Oh, no pull-up.
No, well.
That's a pretty strong.
But that's a different pull-up.
Yeah.
Well. But
closet. Yeah, I know.
It may be a little more on the getting out the house side for us. Like, if they had quick stays that weren't dirty, we would be there. But
Love it. That's 10 years right there, boy.
Sham, how about you?
Sham, how about you? Right.
I would say a big thing as well is also coming from a fitness standpoint. We've been training together. And I speak to similar to Amber when it comes to clients. I'm always trying to get clients, hey, if you want, you can have your significant other work out as well. Because if I'm increasing your level of fitness, if me and my partner working out together, that'll allow me more energy to segue into keeping it spicy.
Right.
So another thing is, hey, baby, we've been working so much. This is our time to be home. Let's work out together. Let's train together. I'm pretty sure once that blood flow starts, it's not going to end after the end of the workout. You'll start workout number 2, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would tie that into physical fitness. And also, like as I stated before, movies, games, different things to do each week.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
I swear we're gonna see somebody come from the background and unbutton his other button in just a second.
Yeah.
Y'all really
She's in the room. She probably like,
Well, I've set this up where only adults can see it, so we're good. We're good.
You confident though, Sham. I hear that. You like, is she in the room? She ready to tear my clothes off.
I already know. It's not even me. This one, Lord Jesus.
Okay, so who gets it popping more, you or her?
That's a good question. I have to answer this right because she's listening.
She's looking at you. You gotta lay your head down tonight. So be careful.
You know what?
Don't be scared. Answer the question, brother.
I'm more upfront. I'm more upfront.
Okay.
I'm more, baby, let's go now. She's smooth with it. Like she'll just walk by me, give a little wiggle, just pull her hand, and I'm just like, I'll be back.
Everything stops. Everything stops, right?
So the opposites, they attract. Same way, Kev, when you were at my wedding, I told her during my vows, you fill in my blank. We are two different people, two different viewpoints, and it just makes it so beautiful when it comes, because that's a different viewpoint. I have a different viewpoint.
Right.
So it just makes it unpredictable and sexy. So yeah, I give it to her. Hers is better.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Good
now
answer.
we've talked about being creative with our significant other. However, there are times that we need a break and we need time with our friends or we need time alone. So what do either of you suggest that we come up with to decompress? Basically creating me time.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I'm a big proponent of that. Oh, am I still here? My picture.
Oh
still
yeah,
here.
you good.
Yeah,
You
you're
good.
Okay. I think I'm having connection issues. Sorry, guys. I'm a big proponent of that, though. Like, I truly believe that when two people come together, they should come together as wholes. You shouldn't be looking for the other person to fill in a part of you that isn't. Like, I was a whole ass person when I met my husband, with a whole group of friends, with a whole lot of things that I enjoy doing. And I think that sometimes, especially with women, when we deny the parts of us that were before we got married, we get wrapped up and we lose ourselves in being a mom or in being a wife, and we can get away from our foundation of like who we were for our lives. So, I really like in my whole focus, even in working with my clients, with myself, I really am a proponent of well-rounded well-being. So like, yes, I'm a wife, but I'm a human being. I'm a person that enjoys doing things and enjoys, like, I am totally not one of those wives who's like up my husband's ass and wants to just always be with my husband. I enjoy getting out with my friends and my family and well, my family is not here, but my friends mostly, but in doing things with my friends. So I think my husband and I have an understanding of, he's not as social as I am, but so he at least understands that I can be a fuller, better person for our marriage when I'm able to celebrate all sides of me. So I definitely still hang out. Aria can speak to this. I still hang out. I still get out with my friends.
Yes.
And I still have a good time. And I really try to balance that because I recognize I can't do everything that everybody else can do all the time. And I bring my husband with me sometimes, but sometimes I just want to go hang out on my own. And I know that Sham is going to give probably the other side of where Julie was. But like I've been with my husband for 11 years. I've been married for 9 years. So we've had a lot of time together. We travel, we do amazing things together. But I try to encourage him too, to get out, go play golf, hang out with your friends, do things,
Right.
I don't want to be your end all be all. I just don't believe that is like a healthy, sustainable way to be. So I really celebrate being able to get out and still have fun with my friends and not just always be mom who's at home with kids.
Well, I'm gonna add to that a little bit, build here.
Okay.
So Amber's husband is amazing. He's so amazing because I feel like he's the exact opposite of her in a lot of ways. So the funny thing is that when she used to come and hang out sometimes, he would say to her, well, who are you going to hang out with? And as soon as she say my name, he's like, I'll see you next week.
Right.
Or I'll see you at 5 a.m.
Well, I mean, but I mean, definitely she's been able to keep that throughout her marriage, which is amazing because I believe that he feels the same that she does. Like she'll be her best if she's able to maintain her own lifestyle and make sure that she's, getting her girl time in and friends. She has a lot of different friends and a lot of different circles. So I think it's important for anyone to be able to be their own complete person.
Sham, I got you. I'm gonna back you up on this.
Come on.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you something. I actually agree with Amber wholeheartedly.
Nice.
So obviously, due to this situation, we're confined just for safety purposes. You're not gonna hang out with friends as much.
Right.
But normally, like Key would be hanging out with her girls. I'm the same way. I'm like, baby girl, go enjoy yourself. We're coming back to the same place. We're good. Like this is lock and key. This is sealed. So she always has her endeavors because she works in healthcare and does she has a tutoring business. So I'm training, acting, modeling. So we're always moving, but we're still intertwined. We're still one.
Right.
So it's very, very important. Amber, you hit something on the head. Two whole people coming together. Because you was already lit prior to, he was already lit. Now y'all just made fireworks together. That's all it pretty much is.
Right.
So it's very essential to have that consistent, I'm still my own individual, you are still your individual, you hang out with your friends, you go vacation, but at the end of the day, we made those vows, we already know who's number one. But have that time is so important, especially, this is just 1 year, and I'm like, wow, my parents been married 37 years. And I'll be like,
that's that black
what's
love.
the secret? And they'll be like, God and a lot of patience.
Right.
And a lot of wine. Oh, sorry.
Aria and this damn wine.
Listen, I got some rum punch, but I'll give you a little
Jesus juice. That's Jesus juice.
I got water.
Oh, I got water.
A little something. Since we all sipping something.
All
right, hold on. The chat room's going crazy right now. The chat room's going crazy right now. So I do have a question. So I will not relinquish any names. However, the question is this. I've noticed little things that my soulmate does that I didn't before, and it is getting on my nerves. What should I do? You're going to
We're going to go to break.
Amber fixed the hit. She's like, hold on a second.
We're going to break right now. We'll be back.
Wait, someone, hold on. Listen, I could give a little
Come on, you got to help out the viewers.
I would definitely, the key to any relationship is communication.
Yes.
So it's your delivery. Obviously, like I stated before, it's two different people. We are together every day now. So there's little things that you see that you didn't see. It's going to come across. So there's a certain sense of delivery. I ain't going to be like, yo, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Not a good
She has big, beautiful eyes. So she's going to give me one of these. So it comes down to you understand your partner and there's a conversation that you can have. And that dialogue will go a long way.
Right.
If you and your partner are one, they'll understand you're coming from a good place. And at the end of the day, it's going to be differences, but it's how you tackle it, how you communicate. Because communication leads to everything else.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the key.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think the
what do you
communication is
suggest?
definitely key. Because I feel like the little things usually come from bigger things that haven't been communicated. You know, when that little thing starts to irritate you, it's usually rooted. It's like an iceberg moment. It's like there's all this stuff beneath the surface, and you may just be saying that is the thing that bothers you. But the communication and the sometimes just the distance, like it may just be you need to get out the house. Maybe you need to miss him more. Like I think we're missing the opportunity to miss our partners right now.
Yeah.
You know, so like when you are gone for the day or like you go out and you go running or exercise and then you come back, like and you're thinking about that person while you're away, then that thing might be a little less irritating. But when you're sitting around day after day after day and y'all are just on top of each other, then that thing seems magnified. And it may be more you than it is them. So
I mean, you definitely gotta diversify your portfolio. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if that means you gotta do a little
Respectfully.
role play.
Yeah, respectfully, right?
Change your hairstyle, change up, how you come in. Maybe knock on the door one day and say that you lost your way. I don't know.
Little role playing, a little role.
Little role play.
this is how Aria keeps it spicy.
Yes, we're not gonna go into the comments, but yes. Yeah, you gotta switch it up a little bit. I mean, I was married at one point. I mean, I think that relationships, regardless of whether you're married or living together or you're just in a really serious relationship, you have to make sure that you guys have like-minded goals. You have to make sure that you give each other your space. You have to make sure that you're thinking about the other person, like you're including them in the conversation. Even if they're not there, you're thinking about it. Like, don't be just rude and disrespectful, like coming home at 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes. 5 days in a row, crazy.
Oh no, that's damn.
Must have a death wish.
Yeah, basically.
But I mean, you switch it up a little bit, and you got to kind of make them a little sweat a little bit. I think, you got to make them know that they're not the only.
Well, no, Aria, when you say sweat a little bit, like you trying to push buttons? Like, what we doing?
No, not at all. Not pushing buttons. Just just make them think and wonder a little bit. You can't. You can't be the same person every day. You got to switch it up a little. Give them a little variety.
You got to change characters. Change characters.
So, question to the men: like, if your girl is sitting there and every time she's like, "Hi, I'm just waiting for you to talk with me. Hi, I'm just waiting for you to engage with me." After a while, you start to take for granted the fact that you married or that you were with a dope woman. It's just like when it's too easy. And I even think that that's the same in marriage, when it's just too, like when you're, so not easy. I think easy might not be the best way to put it, but when you are just too one-sided and all you want to do is be up under your partner, that gets annoying for the other person after a while, right? If you're always looking to them to make you happy, to make you whole, to make you entertained and have fun, like that's too much pressure to put on another person. And unfortunately, relationships can be like that sometimes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially now.
Right.
Yeah.
And with what's going on now, the other question I do want to ask with a little bit more seriousness to it, which is, I think, very relevant. Everyone in marriage has ups and downs, or even couples have ups and downs, right? And that's life. That's, I think that if everything is always good, then something might be wrong. And if everything's bad, then maybe that's not the one. However, with Black love and Black marriages and Black relationships, even in conversations that I've had, men and women have said, I'm worried about my spouse coming back home or, getting fired from work because of some form of bigotry or racism, basically racism. So what do both of you suggest or feel about that topic as far as people that you've spoken to and that may have run into those type of thought processes and feelings, basically?
So I'll say it, I think a big part of being married is having that person that you can really reflect with, that you can really process things with. If you can't talk to your husband or your wife, you can't talk to your significant other, if they won't support you and you can't come home to a place that's safe and nurturing for you, then that marriage, that union is not serving you. Your home base should be just your home base, where if you two against the world, then you should always be able to come back and look to your partner to support you during times like that. That's a part of marriage. That's a huge part of the union, right?
Right.
So being that person that listens, and not couples can have issues when the other person is looking to possibly find things wrong with what their spouse has said or what they've done. They don't want to hear all of that, even especially men. If they are wrong, they just need a person to listen to them.
Oh, wait a minute. What'd you say?
Yeah, you heard it. She slipped that in real quick.
Yeah, try to slide that through. Oh, we are all listening. We have ears.
I
know the
said what I
comments are going
said.
crazy.
Men do pay attention. Don't get it twisted.
I don't know about all that.
Sham.
But okay, Sham.
Go ahead, Amber. Finish your point. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying all that to say that it's just really important to be that person that you to make your partner feel like what's going on with you is important, not just oh yeah, okay, whatever, and like not paying attention, really listening. Like the ups and the downs is what this is all about, right? And like, sometimes when you look at marriage, like a lot of people think of the good stuff, all the you don't know all of what's going on in people's relationships, and sometimes it can seem like it's all good. And you don't know all of the struggles that might go on behind closed doors, but ultimately it's the union, the people together, and like how you come out and face the world that really keeps the union strong and really feels like, for me at least, really feels like that's what's worth keeping the marriage going. That's what's worth continuing on. Like you know that person has your back.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
And I, as my cousin says, active listening. I love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Don't just be there in physical form and nodding your head like, yeah, just waiting for them to move out of the way of the television. Like, get out of here with that.
Yeah. Well, it's like, even so, from a psychology standpoint, it's not the bad news, it's the way people respond to your good news that really makes you feel connected with them. Like, that's what really makes us feel connected to someone, when they will celebrate with us, when they listen and they savor our moments with us and remind us of, like, the big picture, and they support us.
Okay.
Listen, that was so beautiful.
It's like
I
poetic.
just wrote that down.
Okay.
Now, Sanchez, can I just ask, can you just repeat the question? Because I remember you had an aspect of like dealing with just not being able to come home, just to worry about the climate of what's going on. Just repeat the question one more time, because I'm going to tap into something else.
So there are up and down issues in all marriages, all relationships.
Yeah.
However, due to the present climate, what would you suggest speaking to a black man or a black woman and them feeling that extra stress of their significant other either not coming home or being in a stressful situation at work, being laid off, looking for work, due to forms of racism, just being in the street and being, focused on for something that they may not have done or basically not have done? So what would you suggest?
So being from a Christian background, now we're going to get a little bit into that. I always knew that my dad would always tell me God is at the center of it all. So there's certain existential things that we can't control. So if both of us are on the same page and we feel overwhelmed, who do we turn to?
Right.
That moment, that intimacy that's not just physical, but that intimacy where you take her hand, she takes yours, and you pray, and you consistently cry out and let the man above know what's going on. And then not only that, because prayer, there's action that must be taken post that prayer. So as you tapped into, let's say your significant other lost their job and they're trying to figure out what to do. Obviously that prayer comes in, but then it's like, okay, sweetie, let's make this happen. Let's do research. Let's look and see what's available, and vice versa. Because at the end of the day, that is you. That is your partner. That is your person. That is who you married. So it's a friendship. I always tell someone, make sure that individual is your best friend.
Right.
Like, that's your homie. Like, that is like my rider. Like, we talk about literally everything. It's a constant conversation because that's my best friend. So if we're on that level, that those different issues will be resolved through that consistent communication.
Yeah.
But like, as I stated before, just that intimacy and the ability to pray and do those little things, because that's another thing that we don't talk about a lot too, but that's what really keeps that knot together.
And I think that is the perfect way to wrap this up. I want to thank Amber. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
And Jackson, she had
Thank
a
you so
cameo.
much for having us. And Jackson, I know. My
Jackson,
God,
what's
sorry
up?
to hear my kids.
Sham, also, thank you for joining us tonight.
I appreciate you, brother.
I think this was a beautiful, beautiful topic to speak on. I've definitely learned a lot hearing from both of you this evening. Aria, any last words?
I think that you guys are amazing people, and your husband and wife are great people too. So you guys, great people. Let's start getting some more great relationships out there. Keep talking about this. Keep talking about this topic. Keep putting it out there because we don't have enough Black love in the world.
Exactly.
Marriage is a beautiful thing. I don't want anybody to think it's not. It is
For
one of the
everybody-
greatest stories of life.
No, just kidding.
The ups and the downs. That's a part of
Exactly.
it. It comes with the territory.
Yep. All right. So, again, everyone that's watching, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. You can find Amber at THEFLOWCOACH, the Flow Coach. Her description, all her contacts are in the description box down below. Also, you can find Sham at the Big Boss Sham at gmail.com. Also, the same Big Boss Sham on IG. And you can find Aria F. Wright at Aria F. Wright, as you see on the screen, on Instagram. And you can also find myself at Sunkiss on Instagram as well. Catalyst Lifestyle Podcast, thank you again for joining us this evening. And don't forget to tell a friend. And as we always sign out, all we got is us.
That's a fact.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Later.
Thanks, guys.